Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jaren and in this video I'll explain what happens behind the scenes when you turn on a computer. The first thing, power is supplied to all the components like the hard disk drive, graphics card and CPU. This is done by the power supply and looks something like this in a desktop. Next, once the CPU gets the power, it loads the BIOS or UEFI. They are basically a program that is stored in the chip in the motherboard. BIOS stands for Basic Input Output System and UEFI stands for Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. You will find BIOS on older computers and UEFI on newer computers. Both have the fundamental responsibility to test the hardware, but UEFI can do a lot more functionalities than BIOS. Once the test is done, if there is any problem with any of the hardware, there will be a beep, an error will be shown and booting process will stop. If there is no problem, the booting process continues and you see the PC manufacturer's logo. This entire process is known as post, power on, self-test. Next, the BIOS or UEFI looks for a boot device. This can be a hard disk, SSD, USB, etc. The BIOS and UEFI looks for a boot device in two different ways. The BIOS will look for something called the master boot record in a special sector in the beginning of the disk. The MBR contains the bootloader, a program that loads the rest of the OS. The UEFI, however, looks for an EFI system partition. This partition contains the EFI executable, again a program that loads the rest of the OS. The difference between EFI system partition and MBR is that EFI system partition need not be in the beginning of the disk, it can be anywhere. In both the scenarios, if there is no boot device, the boot process fails. If there is a boot device, the BIOS or EFI will execute the bootloader or EFI executable, which then goes on to load the rest of the operating system. It is, however, not a simple process and is different for each operating system. So to summarize, power supply provides power to all the components. The CPU loads the BIOS or UEFI, which then performs power on self-test and then finds the boot device and then executes the bootloader or EFI executable, which then goes on to load the rest of the operating system. So that's it from my end, guys. I hope you found this useful. If you did, then please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.